Yo, what's up, guys? Alex Baker for Awesemo.com, talking FanDuel lineups, sponsored by Jock Market. Week 10, pretty interesting. We have some great value pieces this week, which should allow us to really stack our lineups with really strong players. Should be a fun one. Build three lineups here. The first, Dallas stack. Atlanta is a big dog in this one. Dallas really disappointed last time out, but they have a ton of upside, and Atlanta passes a lot, so this one could be an up and down game for sure. Okay, so I think I want two of CD Lamb, Amari Cooper, or Dalton Schultz, but I also want Kyle Pitts from Atlanta without Calvin Ridley, so I'll probably go Cooper, Lamb, and Kyle Pitts. Or double tight end here could be pretty interesting. I do think that Dalton Schultz and Pitts are good enough plays that you could double tight end. So why don't we try that? I think that'll give our lineup a little bit more of an edge. It looks like of Amari Cooper and CD Lamb. CD Lamb's looking like a little bit better of a play, so I'll take Cooper out, throw in Schultz. Running back. I feel like I'm starting my lineups with D'Ernest Johnson this week, presuming that Nick Chubb is out. He's going to be a great value. If for some reason Chubb plays, Ingram for New Orleans is a decent enough replacement. Okay, and then running back, Dalvin Cook. I feel like this Minnesota game could be one with a lot of fireworks, and Cook, very high usage player. So I think that's a really good spot. All right, 58 left per player. Let's go to defense. This is a week where you can kind of spend up on defense if you want, but one spend down that I can go to get some good wide receivers is Detroit facing Big Ben. I don't think Big Ben has very good ball security, and they throw the ball a lot. So the Lions, even though their defense is weak, could put up a big score this week. All right, I got 7,100 left per player. That leaves me room for a stud and a value piece. So let's go to Michael Pittman. Pittman, he's been pretty amazing. And it looks like maybe people aren't going to want to go there because Indianapolis is a big favorite this week. And then I'll pick a contrarian play to close out the lineup here. DeAndre Hopkins, he's been a little banged up, so his ownership is down. I can take advantage of that because the rest of my lineup is kind of chalky. I'm getting feedback from the lineup builder here that this lineup might be a little bit too chalky, but this is my chalk stack, so I'm willing to accept that as long as I think that this lineup among all Dallas stacks will be a little bit unique. All right, let's go to my value stack, which is the other side of this game. There aren't really any cheap quarterbacks on FanDuel that are really good. So Matt Ryan, not that much of a discount at quarterback, but what I like is that Ridley continuing to be out creates some opportunities here. So I got Pitts. You could go to Gage. That seems reasonable, or Cordarrelle Patterson. Both are good options. I'll go with Gage in this lineup. And then I don't think you absolutely need to run it back, but I do like Amari Cooper as a play this week, so that is a convenient filler player there to complete a game stack. All right. I'm just hoping that one has a lot of passing. Let's go to James Conner at running back. You have Chase Edmonds out, so James Conner is clearly the number one now. So he's going to get a lot more work in a game where they're big favorites. That's got a smash spot written all over it. And then D'Ernest Johnson, I think that he's just pretty much a lock if there is one in NFL, given that Chubb and Demetric Felton are supposed to be out this week. I'll need a defense, flex, and wide receiver. I think I can spend up a little bit on defense. One that I like this week is Pittsburgh. They have a great matchup versus the Lions and a pretty decent defense to begin with. Usually spend up defenses don't have a great chance of popping in our simulations for the optimal lineup. But this one, 7% ownership and 8% chance of being in the optimal lineup. So that looks pretty decent. Now I got enough money to really spend up on the other players in my lineup. So Devontae Adams is always a great spend up option. Just, one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers in the league. And then 6,500 left for the last spot. I don't have anyone on my short list that quite is that price. I got to select the main slate here. Okay. So I'm just going to look through the list, see if I can pick out anyone at 6,500 about. Michael Carter is an interesting option. He's been getting a lot of work for the Jets recently. They are a big underdog, but he can catch passes as well. But this is giving my lineup a little bit too high a chalk rating. So if I switch to Peterson, he's one of my sleeper plays this week because he only has 1% ownership. This means I'm going to have a lineup that's more contrarian than 30 to 40% of lineups. And I feel like Peterson's interesting this week. Now I could use this extra $600. I probably would. I guess I can swap off Gage, go for a higher projection as opposed to the correlation, or it's a little bit tough to upgrade the rest of the lineup. I guess I could go from Amari Cooper to CeeDee Lamb. That does improve my projection. All right, last lineup, Tannehill. With Derrick Henry out, you got to think that Tennessee could potentially throw the ball more. And A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, both pretty good players. It looks like Julio Jones, from a projection and salary standpoint, doesn't really pop this week. So I think that's going to be a decision point. Do I want the extra correlation? I'm not exactly sure if I do or not. This one, it's a little bit hard to run this back too, but Mark Ingram should get a lot of work this week with Alvin Kamara doubtful, so that seems good. I guess I'm leaning towards putting in Julio, even though the points per dollar isn't very good. Just because I feel like, I think Tannehill does enough on his legs that you can make the one-person stack work. Let's go with that. All right, wide receiver plays. Let's go to Pittman. He's a good contrarian option at only 9% ownership compared to 15% chance of being in the optimal lineup this week. For tight end, I think I can go to Dalton Schultz. He's benefiting a little bit with Blake Jarwin out. And then let's put in a defense. I got a lot of money left per player, so I can spend up. Let's go to Buffalo. I think that, it's obvious that Mike White, he's been productive, but also throwing a lot of interceptions. And that's a high upside spot. All right, and then I can spend up on Eckler. He's pricey this week, but it's a great game environment. This is one where I don't feel like I really need Dearness Johnson to build a stack lineup, but he is probably the best play on the board. So I'm just going to throw him in there anyway. And then Mike Williams stands out as a good option to complete this one. Although I could play around with the extra 400. It's going to be more contrary in the 20 to 30% of lineups and a great projection. I will mention that go to the App Store, download Jock Market. That's just a different way to invest in these players. So we have our projections for how much each player is worth. It's more like a bidding system, kind of like similar to the stock market, except on these athletes to see how they're going to perform on Sunday's slate. a lot of fun to get in the action and sweat some of these guys in a totally different fantasy game. So you can use a promo code at Jock Market. All right, guys, good luck this week. Should be a fun one. And let me know in the comments what you're thinking about on FanDuel this week. Good luck.